I'm Eddie Cannell.
And I'm Tom Cannell.
Welcome, everyone. This is the Mortgage Brothers team, Tom and I. And yes, if you're watching this video, it's probably because you started a loan, the loan process on a purchase transaction. So congratulations. And you're either working with probably, Tom or I, and we wanted to put together the top 10 mortgage list here of things just to be aware of, to navigate you through the process of getting a mortgage on your new home and to make it as smooth as possible.
Yeah, and we'll try and work through this quickly because we know you're probably on the verge of hitting cancel right now or silence or mute. But we'll just go through these quickly just to give you a quick little heads up as to some of the things you need to be thinking of as we enter the loan production phase.
Yeah, and let's just start right off the bat. Number one, I'll take that. And you're going to be working with our production manager, Macy McLaren. And Macy is going to be calling you probably within a day of us, actually locking your loan. And she'll be introducing herself, going over the file. She'll be looking at everything that you have sent us already. She's going to be looking at, and then she'll be putting together a list for you. And she'll be emailing you, but she will also call you just to, so you can hear her voice. But if she leaves you a voice message, you can call her back or just, reply to her emails. But be sure to read her emails carefully, because I know we're just inundated with emails in general, right? All of us. But her email is going to have everything in there is going to be important, like every bullet point she will put. So read through it, be thoroughly. One of the things that she's going to be asking you for is to e-sign. You're going to be using DocuSign in some cases, or logging into a portal in other cases. But she's going to give you those instructions, and so look through that list that she's going to put for you in that email, and make sure to get those items to her as soon as possible. I mean, right, Tom? And it really is a hurry up and wait situation.
Yeah, it is a hurry up and wait situation. And Macy's a lovely person. So, even though she may be asking you for an extensive list of items, they're all things that are very important to the process. So the sooner we can get all those uploaded, the loan process goes that much quicker.
Yeah.
Okay, the next item that Macy's going to be, or as part of Macy's due diligence on getting this file ready, is going to be homeowners insurance policies. And not a lot of us think about those. They're just things that happen in the background. But now's a good time to get that set up early in the process. It's not an immediate need, but usually what happens is people think, oh, it's not immediate, so we can let it delay or let it push back. And oftentimes it becomes an 11th hour rush item. So don't let the homeowner's insurance policy, lag. So, respond and get that set up just as soon as we start this process.
Yep. And I'll just add that it is by fact, the homeowner's insurance is the number one cause of delays. If there's one thing, it's the homeowner's insurance, right? People think it's so easy to do, just set it up, but it will be the last thing people will do. So definitely encourage you to do that as soon as possible.
Perfect. Okay, what's next, Ed?
Okay, so Macy will also be sending you a credit card authorization form, asking you to, you're going to fill in your credit card authorization to pay for the appraisal. The appraisal is one of those items on your closing costs. Now, typically it's the only item that you have to prepay, okay? And if you're just buying a regular house, single-family residence, the appraisal is the only typical upfront prepaid costs. Okay, so you will have to be prepared to make that payment on your credit card or a debit card. So fill that form out to her, give it back to her. Of course, we will wait to actually order the appraisal until we get your approval and your real estate agents. And that's in most cases we'll basically let you know when we're going to order it.
And typically we need that at least 3 weeks before closing. So
yeah.
if you're working through your BINSR, the inspection period, don't wait until the BINSR's totally buttoned up. As soon as you feel good enough about the seller's negotiating, and that you guys will be meeting in the middle.
Yeah, and the BINSR that Tom's referring to is that buyer inspection period. So your real estate agent is going to be using the BINSR. They're going to be telling you about the BINSR. But yeah, we want to order it. Like you said, 3 weeks before close.
Okay, good. Next.
And just a side note too, If you're buying a condo or townhouse, there could be other upfront fees, such as the condo questionnaire fees. These are fees that the HOA will be charging. So that's just an FYI.
Right, third-party fees that don't come from our office, but would come from other offices relating to potential HOAs, is what you said. Okay. All right. Next, don't get any new financing. And this is an important one. And to keep it simple, no matter how small of financing, we do get borrowers asking us, the house doesn't have any washer, dryer, or refrigerator. Can we go out and get a Best Buy credit card and buy some new appliances? It's not the world's worst thing ever, but it can complicate things. So ideally, you wait until the day after closing, then you open up that Best Buy account, and you can purchase some new appliances. But that goes to opening up home equity lines of credit, purchasing loans, or purchasing automobiles, etc. So once you start the homeowner loan process, do not inquire or open up any lines of credit.
All right. Okay, so the fifth point that we're going to just navigate you around is the asset documentation. So number one, keep your cash under your mattress. Don't deposit it, whatever you do. And if you are, if you're early in the process, you haven't even started the loan application with us and you're talking about it, that's fine. You bring it up. But now you are in the middle of the process because you're watching this video, and there's probably no time left. So please do not deposit cash. If you have any questions, let us know. That also goes for when you're selling things on Craigslist or any other site. If you sell something and have are given the cold hard cash, don't deposit it. Just give us a call or email us with what our suggestions are.
And we're so used to hearing cash is king. Cash is king unless you're trying to get financing, because we don't know where the cash came from.
That's right.
So even as great as cash is, for loans, it's not great.
And that leads up to how assets are documented correctly, is because in lending, everything needs to be sourced, everything needs to be tracked. So that goes to your bank statements. Macy's going to be, obviously asking you for bank statements. And of course, Tom or I may have already asked you, and you may have already provided us with bank statements, but we're going to be saying this again, make sure they are complete bank statements, all pages. So if there's, 8 pages in your bank statement and the last 2 are just verbiage, legalese, or even probably kind of blank, send those anyway, because we don't know what's on those pages. And that's what verifies it. We need the whole statement.
Awesome.
And, there will be, so let's just say it's your bank statement just ended its cycle and you just got your bank statement. Okay, that's great. But let's say that you're waiting for your next pay stub to come in, or a bonus to come in. Anything that goes into your bank account after that last bank statement, right? We're not going to have, how are we going to document that? The bank wants to see that. And the only way to really do that is by doing an activity report printout. But we want you to do that printout correctly. And time again, we get these, the incorrect versions. And so what you're going to do, you cannot just do a snapshot of your screen. Okay. When you're looking online, if you log in online, and of course, this is assuming that you guys are logging online and you can see your bank activity report. But when you're looking online, there should be an option to download or print the activity report that you see. Do not do a snapshot, because that won't have the documentation we really want to see. The bank, when you hit download or print, will usually give you, we call it the URL. It's like the web page address on there. And a lot of times it'll show the last 4 digits of your account number. So that's good. And that's what the underwriters are looking for. So that's the proper way to do an activity report printout. Again, hopefully that makes sense. Let us know if you have any questions on that, but that is very important, because we will be bugging you for that later, if it's not in there.
Awesome. Okay. Next, going to assets for down payments. If you're planning on selling any mutual funds or stocks or anything of that nature, now is the time to do that. Even if you're going to be paying a little extra or you'll be losing a little bit of interest from those accounts, because those will be interest-bearing accounts, it's not worth the risk of potentially delaying the close of escrow, and it happens a lot. So now's the time to liquidate those assets and actually let them sit seasoned in your account for a week or two prior to closing. That's always a safe bet.
Yeah. Get that money in your account, and it just makes things a lot simpler. We're not, calling you up later. Okay. If you're going to get a gift from a relative, I mean, this is something that you've probably already told us about, but if for some reason you haven't, and you're like, you know what, maybe I'm going to use my dad or if it's a relative, it's okay. But some programs and some programs don't allow gifts. So let us know if that's what one of your plans are, and we'll give you the instructions on how to properly do that.
Okay. And this is going to come to a shock to everybody, but don't quit your job.
What?
Yeah. What do you mean I can't quit my job? Sometimes there's going to be, interdepartment opportunities that spring up. It could be under a different, incorporation. So just the best thing to do is, when in doubt, do without. Don't make any job changes. So I think that's simple enough. And definitely don't go from W-2 to self-employed. But just no job changes until the day after we close the loan.
All right. And number 9, if you haven't filed your tax returns yet, and we're in the middle of the process, and you plan on doing them before the close of escrow, please let us know, because we may tell you not to. We will likely tell you not to. We'll probably tell you to hold off, file them afterwards. But it may be okay. We'll advise you of that too. But just let us know if you somehow are getting ready to file.
Okay, perfect. And for the last point, especially as we head into summer, we're doing this recording before summer, so this may not apply later on, but traveling, applying for a home loan and purchasing a home, everything typically happens in a pretty regular fashion and order, and we can anticipate everything, but every once in a while, things that we can't anticipate pop up. So if you're planning on going on a long trip, especially overseas, or something with some decent duration, let's know about that very early on, because we know situations that'll pop up where just a couple of extra days, on this side of closing, we can do certain things to help, if we know, in fact, that you guys are going on a trip. Hopefully that makes sense.
That's right. Usually not advisable, but if life happens and you have to go, let us know, and we'll let you know what we can do.
Okay, awesome. Yeah. Anything else said that we missed?
No, I think this is great. I think if any questions you have, if it just sounds like a question that you should be asking, it's never going to be dumb. Just ask us, and we'll tell you. Our team is happy to help you get through this purchase and close on time. That's just what we focus on doing, is closing on time with the least amount of complications, making your life as easy as possible, right, through this process.
That's right. All right. Well, so speaking of closing on time, we got some loans to do, don't we?
Yeah. It's time to go.
It's time to go. All right, folks. Appreciate it.
Take care. Signature Home Loans, LLC does not provide tax, legal, or accounting advice. This material has been prepared for informational purposes only. You should consult your own tax, legal, and accounting advisor before engaging in any transaction. Signature Home Loans, NMLS 1007154, NMLS number 210917, and 1618695, Equal Housing Lender.